Hi everyone, welcome to the video. In the last video, I talked about the exercises that the physio gave me to do to help to recover. And in this video, I'm going to go into more depth about those exercises, how I'm performing them, why the physio told me to do them. And also I'll talk about what else I'm doing for training besides core specific exercises in order to maintain muscle or even gain muscle without aggravating that area too much. So let's get started with the rehab exercises. All right, as I briefly touched on in last week's video, the two exercises the physio told me to do are this exercise here, which is the dead bug, except without using my arms, only my legs. To do this exercise, I start off with firstly posteriorly rotating my pelvis so that my back is flat on the floor. That helps to engage some of the core muscles. The next thing I did was to suck my belly button in. That activates a core muscle called the transverse abdominis, the deepest core muscle. Then the next thing I did was to brace my core by pretending as if I was about to get punched in the stomach there. You naturally kind of brace your core. It feels a bit more solid. And then after that, I begin the actual exercise, which is slowly lowering one leg, raising it back up, then slowly lowering the other leg and raising it back up. This exercise is a stabilization exercise. It helps to make sure the core muscles are stabilizing the spine properly. It works the obliques, the rectus abdominis, also known as the six-pack muscle, the transverse abdominis muscle, which I just mentioned. Some complicated names there. And I think it's a great exercise for my current situation. And the next exercise I did, which I also mentioned in the previous video, was the Pallof press. I stand side on to the cable machine, holding it at my chest. And similarly to the dead bug exercise, before I start the actual movement, I suck in my belly button, which activates the deep core muscle. Then I brace it for a punch, which completes the brace of the core. And then I begin the movement by pushing out, as you can see in the video, and I hold it there for around about 10 seconds. Then I pull it back in and I repeat that for 5 repetitions. It's pretty much an isometric exercise because I'm holding it out there for a long time. Even though I'm doing 5 reps, every rep lasts for around about 10 seconds. And then I switch sides to make sure I'm getting both sides. And I'm also making sure that I'm breathing in and out during this exercise. And since I started doing these exercises a week ago, I have noticed improvements a lot in terms of my core. There's less pain. When I had a shift at work, it felt a lot better than it did in the previous week. So I think these 2 exercises that the physio suggested have made a big difference. So I'm going to continue doing them. All right, so now let's get on to the other exercises I'm doing in the gym to help maintain and build muscle other than the core muscles without overly using my core, because I still think that my core muscles, possibly my oblique on my left side, is not quite ready for heavy compound exercises. So I'm still choosing exercises carefully that are appropriate for the current level of my muscles there. So starting off with the first exercise I did today for an upper body workout was a machine row. I didn't get any footage from today's workout, but I'll just talk through it quickly. So machine row with an underhand grip like this was the first exercise to try and get some lat work, because I haven't been doing any lat pull downs or many rows in general since the last time I did the single arm row. It kind of made it worse. So it's good to be able to do some type of exercise that works the lat muscle so I don't completely lose all of the muscle and strength there. I did 3 sets of 10, still with a reasonably light weight, but I have been slowly increasing it over the past week since I started doing it. The next exercise I did was a machine lateral raise, but I noticed this one sometimes for me feels a little bit unnatural. So after the first set, the first warm-up set, I decided to move to a dumbbell lateral raise, which is what I prefer. And I did one warm-up set with that. But then when I did a slightly heavier set, only with 5 kilograms, I did feel a bit of a pinch in my side. So after that, I decided to stop that exercise. And I did a light exercise with the machine chest press. But since after that lateral raise set, it felt a little bit off. And I decided that my number one priority at the moment is recovery. So I decided to end the workout there. At least I still got a couple of exercises in. And most importantly, I got those core exercises in. So that's all I did for the workout today. But in the past week, I have done more exercises, such as some dumbbell shrugs. I tried a new type of shrug called a Kelso shrug, where you lean on a bench and do shrugs to change the angle of it. I also did some dumbbell hammer curls and some dumbbell skull crushes. But besides that, I mostly did machine exercises such as the machine chest press, machine rows, machine lateral raises. So I've been sticking mostly to machine exercises to minimize stress on the core. The only core work I've been doing has been those 2 core exercises. And because of this, I haven't been doing many leg exercises. The only one that feels okay at the moment is the leg extension, but I don't want to do that too much because then it might create an imbalance where my quads become strong, but on the other side of my leg, my hamstrings become weak. So I've mainly been focusing on upper body exercises. Anyway, that's all in terms of training over the past week. What I've learned from this overall process is that if I get some type of injury or imbalance, I don't even know what to call it. Apparently it's not an injury, but after the first week, I don't think complete rest is the best thing. In fact, I don't think it's optimal at all, but I also don't think doing too excessive exercise or exercise at a level that the muscle or injury is not ready for is optimal either. I think there's a sweet spot, which is what I'm trying to get at the moment, still using the muscle, but in a careful and intelligent way, such as doing those core exercises, which are isometric for the core, because for the dead bug, the core is not really moving. The trunk isn't moving, it's only the legs that are moving. And for the Pallof press, the same thing. The core and the trunk is staying in the same position. It's only the arms that are moving to increase the mechanical stress on the core. So that's what I've been trying to do, to find a middle ground between not training at all and training too hard. And I think I've done pretty well this week. My weight has stayed about around the same. It's currently at 68.9 kilograms. As I talked about in the video 2 weeks ago, I've been trying to maintain my weight rather than lose. I think I've lost maybe around 300 grams or so, but it's not much. In order to maintain it, I increased my calories again from 2,400 calories to 2,600 calories, which I've been trying the past few days. And I think that's the right amount of calories for me to eat at the moment. I'm still keeping protein high. So that's what I've been doing to fix my core while still training some other muscle groups. I know this video has been a lot of talking and not really a vlog or showing much. I'm just documenting my journey of getting a six-pack, but at the moment that journey is more about recovering and building up my core strength. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure you click the like button, and I'll see you guys next time.